Forgetful by Roger Harper's Mr. Forgetful. It was one of those beautiful summer mornings that everyone likes to see. And forget-me-not cottage was fast asleep. Mr. Forgetful. He was having a dream. Then the sun streamed through the windows, woke Mr. Forgetful. Oh, he yawned when I just read the front. He yawned, stretched his arms, and tried to remember what he had been dreaming. But of course he couldn't, because Mr. Forgetful can't remember anything at all, ever. Mr. Forgetful got out of bed and went to wash his face, but he forgot to put a bottle was in his house. And you know what he did? He walked to the water. Silly me, he giggled to himself. Eventually, of course, Mr. Forgetful found his bathroom and washed his face. He even remembered to clean his teeth. Then he went downstairs, make himself some breakfast. He toasted some bread, but of course he forgot, and it was burnt. He boiled him some egg, but of course he forgot about it, and it was hard boiled. Mr. Forgetful has burnt toast and hard boiled egg for breakfast every day. It was such a lovely day. Mr. Forgetful decided to walk down the village to buy a stamp from a letter from London 3 weeks ago, but he had forgotten to post. Off he set, and he remembered. And did he remember to shut the door? Forget-me-not cottage behind him. Of course he didn't. Good morning, Mr. Forgetful, said Mr. Parasol in the village post office. What can I do for you this morning? I'd like I've forgotten, he said. A stamp, said Jessica. Mr. Parasol looking at the letter Mr. Forgetful was carrying. Yes, a stamp. That's what I was trying to remember not to forget him, said Mr. Forgetful. Mr. Press smiled, and she was used to Mr. Forgetful. Mr. Forgetful had some more shopping to do, but could he remember what it was supposed to remember not to forget to shop for? Of course he didn't, so he decided to go home. On his way, he met the village policeman going the other way. Morning, Mr. Forgetful, said the policeman. We'll give the farmer Fields a message on the way home, please. When Fields had a farm not very far from Forget-me-not cottage. 2 Show him there's a sheep loose in the lane, said a policeman. Poor Mr. Forgetful. He never had a message to remember his life. There's a sheep loose in the land. He was trying to remember the message had heard. There's a sheep loose in the land. 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 Mr. Forgetful repeated the message over himself. There's a sheep loose in the land. Eventually, he arrived at the farmer and found a farm field. Mr. Field, he said, there's a goose asleep in the rain. Francis could not believe his ears. There's a goose asleep in the rain, replied Farmer Field slowly, but I don't have any goose. There was. It isn't raining. Are you sure that was the message? Poor Mr. Forgetful. He got it all wrong and he couldn't remember how to get it all right. He simply couldn't remember at all. So off he went home. Poor Mr. Forgetful. Mr. Forgetful walked away from Farmer Field. Feeling very sorry for himself. I wish I could remember things, he thought. He was so busy feeling sorry for himself that he didn't see that there was a sheep loose in the land. He bumped it and fell over. Bother, he said, Mr. Forgetful. Bah! Said the sheep. How silly that he had sheep loose in the land, he thought. Mr. Forgetful. He remembered the message. He jumped and ran back along to the lamb farm as fast as he could. Farmer Fields, he called as the rain turned. Farmer Fields, there's a goose asleep in the rain. He'd forgotten. Mr. Fields, come with me, cried Mr. Forgetful. Farmer Fields back along the land until they come to the sheep that was loose in the land. There it is, cried Mr. Forgetful, pointing a goose. And then he stopped it. Oh dear, he said, that's not a goose, isn't it? That's a sheep, he buzzed. I think, smiled the Farmer Field, you're the goose. And chuckled. Mr. Forgetful giggled. And Farmer Field laughed. And even the sheep started to laugh. It was so funny. Later that day, Mr. Forgetful sat down in his favorite armchair in the Forget-Me-Not cottage to think about what a funny day it had been. But do you know something? He tried and tried, but tried as he simply couldn't remember anything that happened. Oh, Mr. Forgetful. Lee and Monologuers will please subscribe and thumbs up. This is no thanks. Oh, I forgot something.